Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you, I have a bit of experiment here. I'm going to take shotgun shells, find out how water resilient they are. Now this is kind of a question I've had for a long time, and this question sort of got answered recently. Paul Harold did a video where he used seawater, and he was actually answered a question that one of his viewers had. The only thing is, I don't know about you guys, I don't live by the ocean. And the thing is, the seawater has a lot of salt and sodium in it. And salt and sodium might absorb differently in shotgun shells compared to fresh water. So I'm actually going to do this experiment with fresh water because, well, I live near fresh water. So I'm actually very curious of how this is going to turn out. Now I did get some paper shells too. So one thing I have a curiosity about is these are actually a reproduction paper shell that Remington's doing. These are Peter's paper, which he actually did use for his experiment. But for his experiment, they were 60-year-old Peter's paper rounds. These are brand new. I literally got these 2 weeks ago, and they've put these back into production, or at least a limited production, as well as Federal has gone back to making paper ammo too, as well, although I did not get a box of Federal. So let's see, let's check out this experiment here. So the big thing is fresh water, no salt, no sodium, nothing. Dump it on in here in the tote. Of course, I ain't got to stick my hand in this water, and this water is freaking cold. All right, put these under the table here. Maybe I'll get to use those for targets later. So the next thing is mainly his question revolved around, as I said, using seawater and paper ammo, but he had used paper ammo that was 50, 60 years old. What about reproduction paper ammo? Is that going to make a difference? Right here, I got some modern plastic shells. These are about 10, 15 years old, give or take. And then I have a box here of more plastic shells, but these plastic shells are about 30 years old. So, is the age of the ammo going to make a difference? Really shouldn't, but you never know. Now what I got here for the Peter's paper, this is more of a target round. All the ammo is 12 gauge, 2 3/4, but this is 1 1/8 ounce shot. No, it's number 8 shot. The Remington shells, the Magnums, these are a number 5 shot, and then it's 1 1/2 ounce shot, so it's a bit more shot than the Peter's paper. And then both the Peter's paper and obviously the Remington green and yellow box here are actually both Remington ammunitions. And then the Winchesters I got here, these are 1 1/4 ounce shot, and these are a number 6 shot. So we got various different shots. Now, the Winchester, I was just out here a couple weeks ago and I fired a couple rounds out of this box of Winchester. I know this is good. It does work. So I'm not going to bother shooting any rounds in the control group. However, with the Remington, this was a brand new box. And with the Peter paper, this was a brand new box. So I'm going to shoot a couple rounds off for the control group here. And what I'm using is my American Arms. This is a Turkey Special, double barrel side-by-side shotgun. Let's start off with some of the Peter's paper ammo. I've never actually shot paper ammo before, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how this is going to go. I don't know if that was easier shooting than any other 12 gauge shotgun shell, but they advertise this, the paper ammo, as being easier shooting than plastic ammo. Felt kind of about the same to me. This shotgun is a little stiff opening. This shotgun really has not seen much use. So the Peters paper seems to work pretty well. Let's check out these Remington plastic shot. That's about 15 years old. Okay, you know what? The Peters paper is a little softer shooting than this. Let's shoot 2 more here. And we'll have a pretty good idea that this ammo is going to work. I really actually don't think it won't work, even though it's, you know, 10, 15 years old. All right. All right, so what we're going to do now, or what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to let this ammo sit for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to come back and shoot some of it off, and then I'll come back in 40 minutes, shoot some more off, and I'll come back in an hour and shoot some more off, or pretty much the rest of it, and we'll see what kind of results we get. I'm actually pretty interested in how this is going to work, because the fresh water is going to absorb differently than the seawater would have. So, yeah, we'll find out. All right, folks, I'm back. It's been about 20 minutes, so I'm going to take and shoot some of this ammo off that's been sitting in the water for 20 minutes. Get my ears on here. I think we'll start off shooting a couple rounds of the Peters paper. Shake some of this water off. And these are the ones I'm most curious about, because I don't know, paper ammo and water just doesn't sound like it'd mix. Okay, seems to work. Although, definitely a little harder to get out of there. All right, let's try 2 more here. All right, let's shoot a couple of these 25, 30-year-old Winchesters. Okay, so far so good, right? And really, I suspected that at the 20-minute mark, I wasn't going to run into any issues. All right, now we'll try a couple Remingtons here. Another group of Remington. So far, so good. All right, so I'll come back here in about 20 minutes, another 20 minutes, which will be the 40-minute mark that this stuff's been in water, and we'll find out how it shoots. So for anyone curious here on how my turkey special functions, so this is a double barrel shotgun with one trigger, and what I got to do is I have to push this forward. This is the barrel selector and the safety. It comes back, now it's on safe, move it to the right, it goes to the right barrel, push it up, it's now ready to fire. So it's a pretty interesting way of how they did it. I've seen other ones where it's like a 3-position selector where like all the way forward would be one barrel and all the way back would be another barrel and the middle would be safe. I think this is the best option, but it's also not the most ergonomic. But yeah, so there you go. For any of you that may have had a question on how this turkey special is set up and what I'm doing to manipulate the barrels, there you go. All right, folks, it's been about 40 minutes. Back to shoot some more ammo here. Now, I do got a theory. The last batch of ammo I shot, the first 2 groups I shot, was actually the Peters paper. And I noticed it was kind of hard pulling them out of the chamber of my shotgun. My theory is that actually the paper hull is starting to soften, and they went in easy, but they came out hard. And I'm thinking probably what happened there is it's starting to soften, and after I shot them, they had actually expanded a bit in the chamber, and that's what made them tight and made them difficult to come out. But we're back. It's been 40 minutes. I'm going to shoot some more ammo here. We're going to see how this goes. Let me get my ears on, and we're good to go. Now I'm going to start off again with some Peters paper. I'm also going to take a closer look at these. Yeah, see, I don't see any expansion or anything in the shell itself. And the shell itself still feels soft. But you know what? They're not feeling waxy anymore. It almost feels like a construction paper now. All right, they slid in no problem. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh yeah, but see, these are hard to get out again, so I think that's what's going on there. Also noticed that around the top there, I'm going to have to walk over the camera to give you all a look. I mean, this could be because of the chamber's dirty. Yeah, I think that's what that is. It's dirt on the outer casing. Very interesting. Let's shoot some more of that Peters paper and see what happens. So the paper ammo does not seem to be holding up to the water as well as the plastic ammo so far, but we shall see. That's interesting. Okay, that's just a reflection. It looked like I had some paper inside the barrel. Let's shoot 2 more. So now what's interesting though is unlike Paul Harrell's test, where he didn't have a problem with his paper ammo, I do seem to be having a problem with the paper ammo. Now, could that be because the paper ammo is made slightly different compared to the older 60-year-old ammo? Who knows? Or could it be because I'm using fresh water over seawater? That could be the problem too. Let's go on to some of these 15-year-old Remingtons and see what we get. You know what's another thing I'm noticing too? Is my barrels are way dirtier than they'd normally be. Which kind of gives me the suspicion that's not all the powder is burning. I'm going to wipe the handle down here a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's shoot some more, let's shoot some of this 30-year-old Winchester. 25, 30-year-old Winchester. I'm not quite sure how old these are. Barrel's getting a little hot too. Might have to come out with the glove for the next group, because the next group is going to be the largest group, because I figure if I'm going to have a failure, it's going to be at the 1 hour mark, which so far so good. I'll come back to pick those up later. They just slid right out of there like it was nobody's business. Okay, here we go. Let's shoot one more group of those Winchesters. All right. So far, so good. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to put my glove on when I get back out here, because you know what? That barrel is actually getting hot, and I have a big hand. My hand actually can wrap up around that guard no problem, even though that's a big chunky forearm guard. So all right, going to let this ammo sit a little while longer. Going to come back in about another 20 minutes. Going to shoot that off, and that's going to finish up the ammo I have. And I'll just give you my final thoughts of how I feel about the test, the results of the test, if you will. All right, folks, it's been about another 20 minutes. So this stuff has been in the water for an hour. Got my glove on this time too, so now I can do a bit of a Michael Jackson impersonation. I know y'all probably don't know the reference. It's okay. Not everybody's a boomer. All right, Now we're going to start off with the Peters paper again. Take a close look at this stuff. Well, it doesn't look swollen or anything yet. Let's see how it shoots. It is still going in the chamber pretty easy. But it's still being a SOB, trying to get it out. Now this is also going to be the biggest shooting group, because like I said, my prediction was if I'm going to have some type of failure, this is about the mark I'm going to have it. So more or less I want to get more testing results. Also, I noticed it's getting a little bit harder to open up my shotgun here. Shit. Yeah, these are really getting difficult to get out of the shotgun here. No squibs so far though. Well, this shell actually broke apart a little bit. Chamber's still clear though. They're dirty, really dirty, but still clear. Okay. Yeah, these are really, I'll throw that up on the table. These are definitely getting hard to get out of the chamber. Okay, we got 2 more Peters paper left. So these are the last 2. Check that chamber again. And thumb's getting a little slick here. Getting hard to work the selector. All right. So those all seem to have been fine, but if your paper ammo gets wet, you might have some issues getting them out of your shotgun. Nope. All right. We'll shoot some of this Remington now. Okay, here we go, last two Remington. So far so good, no squibs, no failure to fire. And at least the plastic ammo is pretty much dropping right out of the chamber. You know, just a little bit of force, and they drop right on out of there. Okay, now I'm going on to the Winchester. And even the Winchester's coming right out. And it's still shooting and working and doing everything it's supposed to be doing. I got two more groups of Winchester to fire here. And then I'll give my thoughts. All right. The barrel's toasty. All right, so my thoughts here. Well, I mean, we shot a lot of ammo off. None of it failed. There was no squibs, no failures of fire. So everything worked on that end. That being said, for the test, I'm definitely glad I used up all the ammo, because I would suspect at that point, all the ammo is compromised. There was no, you know, even if the ammo would have dried off, it definitely would have increased the possibility of issues, especially with this paper hull ammo. Now, when Paul Harrell did his experiment with the seawater and his paper ammo, he noticed some swelling in the case. I didn't notice any swelling in the case until after I'd shot the ammo. So there was a bit of a different result there. Now, is that because the modern ammo, the modern paper ammo is made a little bit different than 60, 70-year-old paper ammo? Who knows? Could it because of could it be because of the you know, fresh water versus salt water, the way the water penetrated the shell? Who knows? That being said, if your paper ammo gets wet, yeah, I'd consider it compromised, and I wouldn't keep it around. I'd use it up as quickly as you could, or I'd just throw it out. Well, dispose of it in a proper manner. That's pretty much really it, folks. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, comment if you have any comments, questions, concerns, insults. And guys, this stuff isn't cheap. Help me out, support me on Patreon. You can check it out. There'll be a link down below in my video description. But anyway, folks, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have yourself a wonderful day.